everyone, welcome back to Let's Talk. My name is John, and today we're going to be talking about Prey and its brand new 4K Blu-ray that just came out from Disney and Buena Vista. So Prey was originally released last summer, August of 2022 on Hulu of all things, and it's directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who directed such other films as 10 Cloverfield Lane, and it stars Amber Midthunder, which is probably the world's coolest name I've ever heard in my life, and she is a member of the Comanche tribe in 1719. She's not very respected by everyone, mainly because she's a woman. She's not seen as somebody who could hunt like her younger brother, who is considered the best one in the tribe. She wants to prove herself. She wants to prove to everyone that she can hunt the bears and the lions, just like her brother can. But unfortunately, one day, what shows up but a predator? The predator that we recognize from such classic films like 1987's Predator, which is still the best in the franchise. This is actually the fifth one in the main franchise. We also had two AVP films that came out in the 2000s. But this is far and away the second best Predator film, and we actually had hinted at what happened here back in Predator 2. At the very end of the movie, we saw a gun that we would end up seeing in this film. So that's what really set the stage for this movie. We had known that Predator had already been here before 1987. And what we know about the Predator is that it likes to hunt. It likes to hunt for sport. And because Amber Midthunder's character is a female, even the Predator doesn't see her as a threat, which really upsets her because she sees herself as a hunter herself. She sees herself as strong. She wants to always prove herself. And you know what's going to prove herself to everybody else in the tribe? Her taking down a predator. But the predator in this movie, it's basically like playing on easy mode in a video game. He's just mowing people down, huge groups of people. It doesn't matter who it is, he doesn't see them as a threat. I know he likes to hunt for sport, but there is no way with his technology that he feels comfortable or like he's in a fair fight, fighting against people with bows and arrows, axes, guns that you take forever to load. That's actually one of my favorite jokes in the movie, is the first time they all shoot at the predator, it's like, okay, well, we're going to need a good minute and a half here to reload our guns, and then we can come back to this. That's how war works in 1719. Don't you know that, Mr. Predator? I love all that stuff in this movie, but the real shining star of this movie is actually the setting, the Great Plains of Missouri. It looks absolutely stunning in this movie. They really got on the ground and shot this, beautiful sunsets, sunrises. I mean, the beautiful green grass is just gonna pop out at you while you're watching the movie. All the stunt work is done so well, but it's not a flawless film. The CGI, not the greatest, especially the Predator. In the original Predator film, that was a man in a suit, and it felt real. Yes, does it feel cheesy at times, and do you have to cut around a lot of stuff with the editing to cover up the fact the guy couldn't move in the suit, and now you don't have to do that because we could just leave the camera set on everything because the CGI Predator is just going to be edited in? Yeah, that stuff is all cool, but the CGI is just, it's not 10 out of 10 perfect. It's close. There's moments where I'm like, wow, that looks really good. But then there's other time when the Predator would get hit and it would have Baja Blast colored blood come out of him. And I'm like, that just looks too fake to me. There's one scene with a snake where it looks absolutely awful. But I mean, I know that's a complaint from me that you've probably heard a million times, that a lot of people don't have these issues when it comes to CGI. But I'm telling you, when I see bad CGI, it just knocks me out of being invested in the film. I notice it right away and my mind just drifts right to, I wish that would have looked better. I wish they would have done something practical there. But I understand this movie was going directly to Hulu. It probably didn't have the most amount of time possible to make the effects absolutely perfect. Now, the design of the Predator in this movie, even if it is CGI, is absolutely awesome. We get throwbacks to the original Predator from 1987, but the design that they went for in this movie definitely fits the time. Not sure why it chose to wear this mask. I guess their technology is 300 years behind our technology as well. Even though they are at a more advanced civilization than us, obviously they have beautiful ships and they're able to go invisible, things that we still can't do to this very day. But that one shot, actually, when the Predator first shows up, it's very similar to the first time we ever see a ship going into Wakanda from the original Black Panther movie. I don't know if that was an homage or not, but I did really appreciate that because it looked beautiful in that movie and it looks beautiful in this movie. And Prey, like I said, it is definitely the second best Predator film, but I still think it's a pretty far gap from the original 1987 Predator to this movie. Everyone is doing a great job acting in this movie, and they have to do a good job acting. They do a lot of this film without dialogue, which is really, really impressive. So you're getting very invested in the action sequences, and the action sequences are great. I'm not gonna lie though, it does have some pacing issues in my opinion, especially in the first third of the movie where it is building very, very slow. I get what they're going for. They're trying to develop these characters, make us care about them, and they do a good enough job at that, but I think a little bit more, maybe some creative camera work, or maybe just a little bit more scenes of dialogue would have helped pace it just a little bit better, because it's not a very long movie, so I shouldn't feel the pacing of it, but I do at times, and like I said, the CGI is not perfect, but it is still a really, really good movie, one that I'm so happy finally came to 4K Blu-ray like we've been asking for. So without further ado, let's talk about that right now. But before we do that, if you are a fan of Let's Talk and you want to continue to support the channel, nothing supports this channel out more than by you just simply liking this video and subscribing to the channel. So for you physical media collectors out there, you know that this is a pretty big deal that we got Prey on 4K Blu-ray. When this first came out last year, people were upset that it didn't get released in theaters because it was such a beautiful looking film, and that is what stands out to me, is how beautiful looking this movie is, and I thought it would have looked fantastic on the big screen, but unfortunately it didn't go to the big screen. It went directly to Hulu, which basically killed all of our hopes and dreams of it eventually coming to 4K Blu-ray. Well, turns out, it looks like the people at Disney 20th Century Studios got together with Buena Vista, and they decided to give us a 4K Blu-ray of Prey. And when this first got announced, I was like, you know what? We have to speak with our wallets on this one. If we want them to keep giving us movies that go directly to streaming on 4K or on Blu-ray, this very rarely happens, especially for films. Sometimes with TV shows, we just had Disney put out Loki, WandaVision, The Mandalorian on 4K Blu-ray and Blu-ray. And, you know, with their films that go directly to streaming, we very rarely have that. Palm Springs, which is a movie I absolutely love, is still stuck on Hulu without a 4K Blu-ray. I did hear it had a German release though, but I don't have that. But to get Prey, a real full-fledged release worldwide on 4K Blu-ray with the works. We get HDR10. We don't get Dolby Vision though, which is a surprise, but we'll talk about why that's not really necessary for this release. And we also get Dolby Atmos, Dolby True HD 7.1. I mean, it is amazing what they gave us here. They gave us some beautiful looking slipcover, which I absolutely love. I love what they did with the 4K Ultra HD logo here in the left hand corner. That's something that speaks right to me. They also gave us a brand new steelbook, which is awesome. They really went all out for this. So when you slide this off, you come in underneath, you get the same exact artwork, which is really nice. I'm a sucker for that neon green. That always works for me. You come inside and it's Disney, so of course they're pushing a life-size action figure. They want you to spend more money because you didn't spend enough already. You get a red Blu-ray, a green 4K Blu-ray, and the extras are all going to be on the Blu-ray. There is not much of them. There is a nice 12-minute making of documentary, not diving into too much, but, you know, enough. We also get to see them practicing for the stunts in this movie, really gain appreciation for what they put themselves through, and it looks like all the lead actors were doing it, not as much stuntmen as you would think, which is always awesome. I'm glad we had that. We had an interview, some deleted scenes, and there's an audio commentary track, and that's really it. For a new release, that's kind of what you'd expect. Not much extras, but hey, at least for the fact we got this on 4K Blu-ray, to get some extras is pretty damn cool. And the audio, the Dolby Atmos track, which I was anticipating because the Hulu stream only had a 5.1 on there, is absolutely awesome. I expected it to be a great Dolby Atmos track, and my wishes were granted. It is a fantastic Dolby Atmos track. Now, that Dolby Atmos track is on the 4K. On the Blu-ray, you have just the Dolby True HD 7.1 option, which is still really good. They're very comparable. So if you're going to choose to watch the Blu-ray, which the Blu-ray and the 4K, again, very comparable. Now, the Hulu stream and the 4K Blu-ray, they are very different in my opinion as far as the colors go, but the Blu-ray compared to the Hulu stream, they're very similar. So the biggest upgrade you're going to get is when you get to that 4K Blu-ray with HDR10 and no Dolby Vision, and I don't think it's necessary. The HDR10 made this movie just look absolutely gorgeous. You're going to right away notice the first thing when you switch from the Blu-ray to the 4K is the brightness increase, and that's the HDR doing work. And you're going to also have the blacks look a lot deeper. Now, it's a modern film. The Blu-ray itself and the Hulu stream do still look really good, but you are going to notice a slight upgrade when you go to 4K, and that's something that all of us physical collectors wanted. We wanted an uncompressed version of the film. We saw it on Hulu, we all thought it looked good, we all thought it sounded good, but bringing it to 4K and giving us the works was absolutely perfect. And I mean, the visuals on this movie, already great visuals. It came out last year, so now turning it up to 4K, having the colors look more vibrant, making the skin, which I thought looked good on the Hulu and the Blu-ray, is just getting enhanced a little bit more. You could just see a little bit more on their faces. You could see just the smaller details that you might have missed on the Hulu stream that just didn't stick out to your eye, but now on the 4K Blu-ray, your eye might get drawn to those little things that wouldn't happen with a regular stream or even just on regular Blu-ray. And the blacks are deep. I mean, I can go on and on. 10 out of 10 visuals. about a 9 out of 10 on the audio. The extras are a little bit disappointing just because there's not a lot, but I also didn't anticipate a lot. So those are about like 6 out of 10. And then the price of this, a little bit pricey. I think right now for the slipcover version, it's $30. And, you know, for a new release, I just did another new release yesterday from Lionsgate and Talk to Me, which just came out this year. And they have about the same amount of extras. Both of them, you get a 4K and a Blu-ray. But with the Talk to Me 4K, that is only $26 and you get a digital code, while this is $30 and you don't get a digital code. You know, you're getting a little bit less here, but the fact that this is a movie that came from streaming, you know, Disney probably didn't want to do this. They're probably just testing the waters. So they kind of knew that they could charge a little bit more because us collectors would probably grab it because we've been asking for this. I understand it, but I don't appreciate it as well. I think this would have been better priced at about $25 for the slipcover edition. If you wanted to charge $30 for the steelbook, I understand that. It is a nice steelbook, but the slipcover edition, $25 would have been perfect for a 4K and a Blu-ray, and I would have appreciated the digital code. Even if I don't use them, I know plenty of people who do. So that would have been a little bit more appreciated, but I cannot sell short the visuals and the audio on this, and it's definitely worth your time and money if you can swing it. If not, definitely check out Prey, see if you like it. You can watch it on Hulu right now. But if I was going to give a score to this Prey 4K Blu-ray, I would give it a pretty solid 8 out of 10. But anyway, guys, it's also Friday, and that means it's time for our digital code giveaway. On every video that we put out on Friday, we ask you guys 2 digital code giveaway questions. All you have to do is answer one of those in the comment section below, and as long as you do that, you come back to Monday's video. I put your name on a magic wheel. We spin that wheel 2 times, and the 2 names it lands on, they have their choice of the digital codes that you've seen on your screen before you today. And we're talking about Predator. So Predator has had 7 films, 5 in the main franchise, 2 AVP films, and I want to know, what is your favorite Predator film? Is it the original? Do you have a thing for the Predator? Do you even like Predators, which I think probably the 3rd best Predator film? Let me know in the comment section. Then the second question I wanted to ask you guys, this is a sci-fi horror action movie. I want to know, what's your favorite combination of those kinds of genres? Like, what's your favorite sci-fi horror movie or sci-fi action movie? Either or. You know my favorite, it's The Terminator. That is combining all 3 of those perfectly, but maybe you guys have a different option. Arnold Schwarzenegger was bouncing around in this all throughout the 80s and 90s. You had Predator, The Terminator, Terminator 2, Total Recall. Arnold Schwarzenegger, we didn't know it, but he was a sci-fi junkie, basically, with all the movies he was in. So what is your favorite sci-fi horror action film? Let me know in the comment section below, and then just don't forget to come back to Monday's video to see if you're this week's lucky winner. And if you guys want to continue to support the channel, nothing supports the channel out more than by you just simply liking this video, subscribing to the channel, maybe grabbing the Prey 4K Blu-ray through my Amazon affiliate link. It costs no extra money to you, but it does really help the channel out. And then after you're done doing all of that, I just want you guys to get out in those streets and tell your friends about us. We'll be seeing you around.